what to buy to lose body fat. So I'm going to be telling you guys exactly what to get from the grocery store. I'm going to tell you how you can shop if you don't like to cook at all, if you're trying to lose body fat, but let's say you left the meal at home. So I'm going to be giving you guys a little blueprint that I like to follow myself. So number one, when you're trying to lose body fat, the first thing on your mind should be, okay, I need to get a protein source. Because if you're trying to lose body fat, on every plate that you eat, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, even your snacks, it should all have some kind of protein. The reason why is because protein is very filling, so it stops you from overeating, and protein is the building blocks of your muscle. So if you're eating enough protein, it's going to be you giving yourself what it needs in order to build muscle mass. Okay, so when I say protein sources, right? Protein sources is like your meat or your fish. All right, so some good protein sources. Let's say I'm trying to start meal prepping. I'm going to go to the grocery store. I might get me some chicken breasts or some chicken thighs or some salmon or some steak or some ground beef. I might get some egg whites or eggs. I might even get some protein powder. These are all protein sources. So for every meal, I'm going to have a protein source on that plate. Personally, for breakfast lately, I've been eating chicken breast or steak for breakfast. I know a lot of people don't like that, but that's what I've been doing for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So it's protein at every meal. So you need to get that. Now, you can either get the raw chicken breast or the raw meat, or you can get it frozen and pre-cooked. It's a little bit more convenient if you get it pre-cooked. It's a little bit more affordable. And, you know, so if you like to cook, do that. Before I got married, I used to live off of pre-cooked frozen chicken breast because it was just convenient. All I needed was the microwave. And even if you do cook, I always recommend having some bags of frozen chicken breast or some pre-cooked beef in your freezer, because if I can't cook, I'm just going to go in the freezer. I'm going to put it in the microwave and bang. That's going to save me from being tempted to get, like fast food. And it's just for convenience. You don't need to do it every time, but on the days when you do need it, that option is there for you. Okay, so get you some protein. Number one, if you want to start losing body fat, you need to have some protein. And I like to get the protein in bulk so you don't have to keep on buying it and so that you don't run out. My favorite is chicken breast. The next thing you need to get is you need to get some kind of vegetables. So once again, with vegetables, you can get some frozen veggies or you can get the fresh veggies. So that's like you getting the regular broccoli from the produce section in the grocery store, and you cut it up and then you cook it yourself. Or you get the frozen broccoli and all you got to do is just throw it in the microwave and then voila, it's already made for you. So if you try and lose body fat, back to the plates. On breakfast plate, on lunch plate, on dinner plate, you need to have a protein source and some vegetables. That can be chicken breast and broccoli, or steak with a vegetable, or fish with any vegetable, or egg whites and any vegetables. And if y'all just do that alone, you're going to lose body fat. Guarantee it. I promise you. Okay. Now let's move on. The next thing that we need to be getting is some kind of carbohydrate. Now, you don't really need carbs. If you're trying to lose body fat, you do not need carbs. Carbs is the best fuel source for your muscles. So if you're somebody who's trying to lose body fat, but you want to have great workouts so that you can build muscle mass, then you want to be having some carbs like before you work out, and you want to incorporate some carbs into your diet. But for most people who just trying to lose body fat, you don't need carbs. So you could just eat protein and vegetables and you'll be fine. The only reason why I recommend most people have a little bit of carbs is really for the mental aspect of it. It's because most people are addicted to rice or potatoes or pasta. So instead of going down to zero, which can be very challenging mentally, I say, yeah, do a little bit. Do a half a cup of rice, do a half a baked potato. Okay. But once again, for the people that are like, lifting and you want to lose body fat and build muscle, you want to do a little bit of carbs as well too, because that's what's going to give that's the fuel source for your muscles. Okay. Protein is what your body uses to build the muscle. The carbs is the energy source for your muscle. But if you're trying to lose body fat and you don't really care about getting huge muscles, like I said, you don't really need carbs. Now, when you go to the grocery store and you want to buy your carbs, you have two options. Once again, you can either get pre-cooked carbs, like the minute rice, where all you need is to put it in the microwave for 60 seconds, or you can get the, uncooked rice or the uncooked potatoes, and you just got to cook it from scratch. Both are cool. It's just one is a little bit more convenient. Like I said, before I got married, I wasn't cooking. I wasn't cooking. I'm running a business. I'm trying to get busy. I'm trying to take my life to the next level. I wasn't cooking. So I would get frozen chicken breasts, I would get the frozen veggies, and I would get the minute rice whenever I wanted carbs. So all I needed was the microwave, and I'd add a little bit of seasoning to it after I microwaved it, and it was good. That was good enough for me. Now my wife cooks. She cooks most of everything from scratch, so that it tastes better. But you sacrifice taste and price for convenience. So you got to pick whichever option is going to work best for you. I know for the younger crowd or the really busy crowd, you probably going to want to go with the frozen option, and that's perfectly fine. So how should we structure the plate? So we know what to buy now, right? We know we got to get a protein source. We know we need some vegetables, and we know we need some carbs. Once again, when you are structuring your plate, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, when you look at the plate, it should have a protein, which is meat. It should have vegetables, which is vegetables. And it should have a small amount of carbs. Maybe you can do the carbs or you don't need the carbs. That can be some rice. So that can be chicken breast, broccoli, small amount of rice, or no rice. If you just structure every plate like that, you will lose body fat. That you will lose body fat. If you do that with every single meal for a month straight, and if you don't lose 10 pounds and you're not snacking and doing ridiculous stuff, you let me know and I'll send you like $10. I was going to say like $1,000, but everybody in here might try that, and then I'm gonna be out like 10 grand. So I'm not doing that. But that's how confident I am that you will, see results doing that. Unless, because some people you might lie, but if you do that, it will work. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is snacks. Okay. What kind of snacks should you get? My ultimate recommendation for snacks is one of the following. Fruit, I would say, is definitely number one. So it could be grapes, cherries, watermelon, apples, bananas, like snack on fruit, right? Number one. Or you can snack on a protein shake. You can drink a protein shake as a snack, or you can have a protein bar as a snack. You can do boiled eggs as a snack. You can do Greek yogurt as a snack, and you can do cottage cheese as a snack. You can also do a protein bar as a snack. I would say those are like the top 8 or 9 options right there. Now, when it comes to snacking, I'm really big on having like 1 or 2 snacks a day, because you can easily gain weight if you're eating all of your meals and you're eating 5 protein bars a day on top of that. That would just be ridiculous. Like, you would be gaining weight if you're doing that too much. So try to do 1 or 2 snacks a day, in addition with following the breakfast, lunch, and dinner protocol that I just gave you guys, and you will be fine. Now, let's say you are somebody who wants to lose body fat, but you just do not want to cook. Like, maybe you have a really busy schedule, but you just don't want to cook. So you have 2 options. Number one, you can get the frozen chicken breast, the frozen veggies, and the minute rice, where all you need is the microwave. So that cuts down on the cooking time. Or you can look into investing in using a meal prep company, right? You go to a meal prep company, they can deliver it to your house. Or if they have a physical location next to you, you can just Google meal prep company. You go to one, and then they will have like a wide variety of different meal options that you can pick out. I used to do that too. So I would go there. Maybe they would have a burger and fries. Maybe they would have like chicken and rice. But the good thing is everything was made with the correct serving sizes and with better ingredients, and it was prepared healthier. So the calories were lower and the protein was higher than regular food. And the other good thing is it tasted amazing. So you can do that. And the only thing you need at that point is you just put the container in the microwave, and then bang, you have a full meal. That's one of the best options for people who just do not like to cook. It will be a little bit more expensive, but once again, we're paying more money just so that we have the convenience and we're able to still reach our goal. Okay. Now for the people that are trying to, lose body fat, let's say you just one day it's a fluke. Maybe you're on vacation. Maybe you forgot your meal prep at home. What do you do? So let's say it's lunchtime and somebody stole my lunch. The options are this. I might go to a 7-Eleven and I might get a protein shake as a meal replacement, and maybe, eat a banana with that just to hold me over. So that'll be my lunch, and then I'll get back to the meal plan on dinner. Or I might go to, like a diner or a restaurant and try to get some protein and vegetables there. That's a really excellent choice as well. The only downside is that a lot of restaurants, they use a lot of oil. So if you can, try to tell them as a courtesy if they cannot add too much grease and oil, and try to just be mindful of that. But that's better than that's better than like just going to, a regular fast food spot. Another option on top of that is you can go to places like Chick-fil-A, You can go to Subways, you can go to Chipotle, and you can order protein and vegetables there too. So let's say we're going to Chipotle, for example. I'm going to go there and I'm going to say, hey, can I get a bowl? Can you fill it up with lettuce? Can you add double or triple the chicken or steak? And then just add more veggies to it. And that's it. I'm not going to add any special sauce. I'm not going to add any cheese, any guac. That'll be my meal right there. Low calorie, high protein, keep you right on track. So when you go to these fast food restaurants, if you keep that in mind, if you keep in mind, I need to get a protein source with vegetables, you will be fine. And yeah, and that's pretty much like the majority, like bulk of like what to buy when you're trying to lose body fat. Now we can kind of get into a few more snack options as well. So a few more, I'm looking at the chat, but let's get back to this. So a few more snack options. Let's say you are going to, just say you love ice cream. We'll go ice cream, right? Instead of getting like regular Ben and Jerry's or regular, like those regular pints of ice cream, you can use low calorie ice cream. I wish I could show you guys an example, but one pint of Ben and Jerry's ice cream is like 1,200 calories for one pint of Ben and Jerry's ice cream. If you get Halo Top ice cream, one pint of Halo Top ice cream, which is a low calorie ice cream, that is 300 calories. So it's 900 calories less for pretty much the same amount of ice cream. Okay, so if you are somebody who likes to eat ice cream every now and then, I want you to Google low calorie ice cream. All right, they have a bunch of different brands. Like they have Halo Top, Nix, Enlightened, Yasso. Like literally Google it now if you're somebody who likes ice cream and try the different brands and you will find your favorite one. Next, let's say you're somebody who likes cake or cookies or like chocolate. Instead of getting regular stuff like that, you can always do a protein bar, right? One of the best protein bars out there that my clients absolutely love is a brand called Barebell. Barebell. Another brand is Legendary Foods. They're like protein pastries. And these are all good because the calories are around 200 and it's 20 grams of protein. So excellent sweet options right there. Also, they have like protein cookies from Quest. They have protein chips. So whatever snack it is that you like, if you just Google like protein cake or protein bar or protein cookie or protein chips, you will usually be able to find an option that is just a little bit better than the bad option. And this is what fitness is about. It's about making the best choice that you can. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't, I don't want you guys to get into like that all or nothing mindset. That's another topic for another day. But yeah, so just real quick example. Let's say you have the choice to eat 3 donuts or you have the choice to eat 2 donuts and 1 apple. You eating 2 donuts and 1 apple is better. Or you can eat 1 donut and 2 apples. It doesn't have to be all apples or all donuts. Just try to make whatever you're doing a little bit better each and every day. And if every day you are trying to make your decisions a little bit better, before you know it, you are going to be like almost near perfection with your lifestyle habits, and your body will reflect that. Okay. Let's see. So we just spoke about cookies. We spoke about ice cream. Also, bread is another thing. If you're somebody who likes bread, they do have low calorie bread options. Literally go on Google, type in low calorie bread. And if you want bagels or if you like burger buns, they have brands out there that use half the amount of calories that regular bread has. So that's a good option. Another one, and this will probably be the final one before I take some questions, is you have pizza. You know, everybody loves pizza, right? A lot of people like pizza. You can find low calorie, high protein pizza. A good brand is Quest. So Quest pizza is really good. So what me and my wife like to do is we like to get one of those Quest pizzas. I believe it's like 500 calories maybe, or 600 calories. And we will add grilled chicken breast to it, add more of our own seasoning, and then add some barbecue sauce to it. And we'll warm it up, cook it like that. And the protein is super high. The calories are not terrible at all. So, you know, just the purpose of today is just, I want you guys to think 2 things. Number 1, be in control of what you buy, right? When you're going grocery shopping, make sure that you're getting your protein, your vegetables, your carbs, and your healthy snacks. If you do not buy junk food, you cannot eat junk food. So if you're somebody who struggles with discipline, make sure that your grocery shopping is on point. You know, you having discipline and you adhering to your meal plan, it starts with what you buy. That's the first thing. Like if you buy junk, you're probably going to eat junk. Even if you got kids, buy the healthy stuff. your kids are going to follow your lead. And it is more, I want you guys to think about it this way. It's more, if I don't got kids yet, right? But if I had kids, it's more important for me to be following my meal plan, eating healthy, so that they can follow a meal plan and eat healthy themselves too. That's going to pay dividends rather than me, buying junk food for them just to keep them satisfied, but then I'm tempted as well too. Now, if you absolutely must get snacks for your kids, what I recommend is getting the single serving snacks. So don't get a king size thing of Oreos, right? Even though you might be able to save money, get the individual Oreos whenever you feel like giving it to them. Not only is it going to stop you from overeating on snacks, but it's also going to teach them portion control as well too. And so they don't have to struggle with the same health issues and the same, like fat loss issues that you're struggling with now. You train the child up right from the jump, and it's so much easier. Imagine if your parents forced you to be following a meal plan, and imagine if that's the environment that you grew up in, where you knew how to count calories and you knew all of this stuff. You just grew up with it. It would come as second nature to you. All right, so do that for your kids. If you are somebody where that might be a mental dilemma for you, you don't want to stress them out. Just think, okay, you're doing this for their good. The same way you don't let them, do other things that they shouldn't be doing. This is also one of those things. So maybe that can help you out. But yeah, so that's the main thing. Buy healthy stuff. Your grocery shopping needs to be on point. The next thing that I want you guys to take away from this is, even if you cannot be perfect, if you can't be 100%, just try to do the best that you can, honestly. Okay, so back to that example. It don't have to be either all apples or all donuts. It can be more apples and less donuts. Okay, so just think about it that way. I'm just going to do the best that I can. And that's with everything. It could be cardio. I can't do an hour of cardio today, but at least I'm going to do 20 minutes because that's better than nothing. Okay, so just think the best that I can do. And before you know it, you will be exceeding what was once impossible for you to do. And those are the two main points today. Buy good stuff and just do the best that you can and eat the good stuff that you buy. Yeah, so at this point, I am now going to take a few questions. Yeah. So I'm going to take a few questions. So guys, ask your fitness questions. I'm going to go through the comment section and do that. Now, real quick, before I even end this, if anybody here is interested in working with a fitness coach, or maybe you just need more help, you can click the link in my bio or click the link somewhere around here, and you can apply for fitness coaching. If you're somebody who just needs a little bit more help, I do have a fitness app. I have a lot of free stuff on there. The name is Better You, Better Society. And also I teach a free group coaching call, like a webinar type thing, every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you just click the link in my bio and you will see the link to register for that as well too. And that's completely free. Okay. And also when you join the webinar, I have free meal plans and stuff that I give out as well too. So yeah. Okay. So let's get into these questions. Is rowing good for fat loss? Yes, it definitely is. Best way to approach body recomp, please. Okay, so the best way to approach a body recomp is to, number one, be in a calorie deficit. Number two, eat enough protein. Number three, lift weights. Okay, if you're in a calorie deficit, you will be losing body fat. If you're eating enough protein and you're lifting weights, you will be building muscle. So if you combine all three at the same time, you'll be losing body fat and building muscle. Now, you can also sprinkle in a little bit of cardio too, and that will have you losing body fat a little bit quicker while you're building muscle. So do those four things. Eat in a calorie deficit, do some cardio, eat enough protein, lift weights. You do that, you will be fine. Now, to give you guys a specific example of what that looks like is, let's say I wanted to do a body recomposition. I'd be eating in a calorie deficit and eating enough protein. So what would my meal plan look like? For breakfast, I would do 6 ounces of steak and a half a cup of egg whites, because that's pure protein right there. For lunch, I'd be doing 9 ounces of chicken breast and a bunch of mixed vegetables. Why? Because those calories will be low and the protein will be really high. For dinner, I'd probably eat the same exact thing. And as a snack, because I would want something sweet, I would snack on a little bit of fruit. Me following that meal plan, my calories would be very low, so I'd be burning and melting body fat off, and I'd be eating enough protein, right? I'd also be doing 30 to 60 minutes of cardio every day, and I'd be lifting weights hard 4 times a week. Me combining those 4 things for myself, I know for a fact I'd be losing body fat very quickly and be building muscle, and also be getting enough sleep. Okay, so that's how I would approach doing a body recomposition. Now, for women, I would just say shrink down those serving sizes. So instead of 9 ounces of chicken breast, do 5 ounces of chicken breast. Now, if you can't follow something super strict like that, then you can sprinkle in a little bit of carbs. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be the chicken breast, the veggies, and a half a cup of rice. For breakfast, you can add in a little bit of veggies to it. You know, you can modify it a little bit. But I'm really big on, like, if you try the meal plan I just gave you and you weigh yourself every day, at the end of a week, you're going to see that you lost like 4 or 5 pounds. It's ridiculous. And that kind of, when you see results like that, it motivates you to just keep going harder. And this is how you see people that lose 20 pounds in a month, and or they do ridiculous stuff like that. It's because they tried something that was, you know, pretty strict, but because they seen the results so early on, it reinforced the behavior, and then they just kept going crazy with it. And that's how they have these crazy transformations. Now, the downside of this is when you do something really strict like that, it can be very difficult to stick to. So if you are a beginner, that is something to look out for. So what I like to do is follow a strict plan for the most 3 months. And then when I hit that 1 month mark, I'm going to dial down the plan. So I'm going to eat at calorie maintenance. And then after that month of me eating at calorie maintenance, then I'll follow a strict diet again if I need to lose more weight. If I don't need to lose more weight and I'm at my goal, then I'm just going to eat at calorie maintenance, continue tracking my calories, continue doing the cardio and the workouts and everything. And I'm just going to do that forever at that point. Okay. Please, how can someone lose belly fat easily? All right, Chris. So for you to lose belly fat easily, I'm going to give you like the simplest explanation, or I'm going to give you like the simplest process to follow. If I don't want to think about it at all and I just want to lose body fat or belly fat as quickly as possible, I'm going to have like 6 ounces of chicken breast and some veggies for breakfast. I'm going to have 8 or 9 ounces of chicken breast with some veggies for lunch. I'm going to have 9 ounces of chicken breast and veggies for dinner. I'm going to snack on fruit only. I'm going to do an hour of cardio every day, and I'm going to keep on lifting weights at least 4 days a week. You know what I'm saying? The reason why this works is because to lose belly fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit. And if you want to keep your curves or look toned while you lose belly fat, you need to be eating enough protein and lifting weights. Everything I just laid out for you, it does all of that. You do that for a month, and I promise you, you will like what you see in the mirror. Like the difference will be crazy. Everybody will be able to tell it. I'm eating 4 Oikos cups for breakfast, 360 calories, 60 grams of protein. Any issue? No, that is perfect. Eating a calorie deficit does actually work. I started watching you last month. I've lost 12 pounds. Wow, congratulations. How to stop eating late at night when you're in bed. How to stop eating late at night when you're in bed. Number 1, do not buy the bad stuff. If you don't buy the snacks, it's going to be easy for you to just go to bed. Number 2, force yourself. Every moment when you're in bed, like every night, you have to tell yourself, I'm not going to eat. And it's a fight in the moment. But I'm telling you, like, you have to fight that fight. Because if you win and you can stop the late night snacking, then you're going to be like set up for success and you will actually start reaching your goals. One of the things that you can do to stop yourself from snacking is I like to eat so this is ridiculous, but I would, if I was you and I was snacking late at night for dinner, I would just eat like a pound of chicken breast plain by itself. And I would eat till like I would be so full, I wouldn't want to snack on anything else. All right. Would it taste great? No, it would not. It would be bland and it would be like torture, but at least I'd be full and I wouldn't feel like eating anything else. So that's probably like what I would do. And I'm exaggerating. I wouldn't be a pound, but I would eat my fill of chicken breast and make sure that I'm still in the calorie deficit. All right. No, I know it's crazy, but it does work. You got to like kind of rewire your brain when it comes to food because, sugar is so addicting and like, it's just like when you're trying to break any type of addiction, it's hard at first, but once you get it, you just like, you get it. I usually eat regular eggs. Is that okay for breakfast? So regular eggs for breakfast, it's iffy. It's not enough protein. So if I had a client who came up to me and said, hey, for breakfast, I eat 3 eggs by itself. Is that okay? I'd say no. I would still like you to do the 3 eggs, but in addition to the 3 eggs, I would have you do 1 cup of egg whites, or I'd have you do a protein shake in addition to the 3 eggs. Why? Because the egg whites or the protein shake would give you an extra like 25 or 30 grams of protein in addition to the 18 grams of protein from the egg. So then you'd be hitting, like that 40, 45, 50 grams of protein for breakfast, which is where you want to be at. 18 grams of protein for breakfast is like nothing, especially when most people need to get at least 140 grams of protein in a day. My current weight is 264 pounds. How much protein should I be eating, please? So for you to figure out how much protein you want to be eating every day, you need to ask yourself, how much do I want to weigh? So you may weigh 264 right now, but what do you want to weigh? Do you want to weigh 180 pounds? Do you want to weigh 160 pounds? Better yet, how much should you weigh? You know, because you might want to weigh 200 pounds, but that still might be like a lot of body fat on your body. How much should you weigh? So if you should weigh 160, then eat 160 grams of protein. Off the top of my head, most women at the higher end should be eating 160 grams of protein. That's most, not all. I do have some female clients that have a lot of muscle mass and they should be eating 200 grams of protein. But for most people, 160 is like where they should probably be at. Bro, the quality of the video is amazing. What's the setup? This is a Sony camera. This is fitness, so I'm not gonna get into that. You can send me a DM, but it's a Sony A7 IV. How do we act during a party when we've been eating clean? Okay, how do you eat during a party when you have been eating clean? So I'm a really big believer. Let me put it, this is what I would do. I can't tell you what to do, but I'll tell you what I would do. If I needed to lose 100 pounds of body fat because I did not like how I looked, I didn't like how I felt, I didn't like the way that my clothes fit, I would be following my meal plan. No matter if I'm on a party or on vacation or what, because my top priority would be me getting to my goal. So if in my meal plan, I have chicken breast and veggies for breakfast, chicken breast and veggies for lunch, chicken breast and veggies for dinner, I'm going to go to the party and eat my chicken breast. I'm going to take it with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I need to get to this goal. I need to, I got to get to the finish line. I'm not playing. Now, if you do want to, be a little flexible for a party, you can do that. You can. Now, I would say if you're there, you don't want to be eating junk. But if you could stick to the protein sources, like the meats that they have there and the vegetables that they have there, I would do that. But most parties, they don't have no healthy food there. Everything is cooked in grease. It's either fried or it's pizza. So I would take my food with me. Now, let's say I wanted to be a little flexible. I would take my chicken breast and veggies to the party with me. And if they had pizza, I would have one slice of pizza. So it'd be chicken breast, veggies, and one slice of pizza. Once again, I would try to make what I'm eating as healthy and as clean as possible. But I wouldn't just be wilding out, especially if I got to get to a goal. You know what I'm saying? Hi, I follow you for some time and I would like to ask you a question. Is rebound good for weight loss? When you say rebound, do you mean, is it good for you to gain a whole bunch of weight after you lost it? No, that is terrible. That's not what you want. So what you want to do when you lose a lot of weight is you need to have a meal plan to lose the weight, right? That's going to have you in a calorie deficit. But when you get to your goal, you need to follow a plan that's going to keep you at your goal. So you need to be eating your maintenance calories, but you still need a meal plan. You need to know this is what I'm going to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And most of the time, the foods should stay the same. The only thing that changes is now you should be eating more carbs. So before, if I was only eating chicken breast and veggies, now I'm going to be eating chicken breast, veggies, and some baked sweet potato. Right? But you still need to be tracking everything. You can't just go from eating clean to lose the weight, but then when you try to maintain the weight, you think you can go back to eating pizza. No, you're going to put on the body fat again. That's not what you want to do. So you need a meal plan to maintain. Okay? I just want to lose weight. 295 pounds, 6 foot tall. I can't lift weight due to a shoulder injury. So for you, if you want, you're 295, 6 feet tall, you want to lose weight. Okay. Let me just tell you, I'm not going to tell you what I would do. I'll tell you what I have my clients do. Right. So I have them do 1 hour of cardio every day, just walking on the treadmill with a slight incline up, walking slowly. I have them lifting weights 4 days a week. So 2 days a week, they train their lower body, they use the machines. 2 days a week, they train their upper body, they use the machines. And their diet is as follows. Every day for breakfast, they're doing a protein shake, or they're doing 2 cups of egg whites with a side of vegetables. Every day for lunch and dinner, they're doing chicken breast or steak with a side of vegetables. And if they're doing rice, they're doing 1 cup of rice with 1 meal a day maximum. And as a snack, they can snack on fruit or they can have 1 protein bar. And they do that every single day. And they're losing 20 pounds a month, especially when they start off that heavy around the 295 pound range. Okay. So that's what I would get on that today. And you're going to come back to me next month telling me that you lost like 20 pounds. Okay. Is it a hard labor job? Is a hard labor job bad for gains? No, not necessarily. If you eat enough protein, you get your rest and you lift weights, you'll still be able to build muscle. Easy. Great. Appreciate it. You're very welcome. All right, everybody. So I got to get out of here. Yeah, This call has been 31 minutes while it's 242 people in here. I appreciate each and every last one of you guys. Now, guys, look, so I have a whole bunch of free stuff, right? If you guys need more help, I have my content, but I also have a free group coaching call that I teach every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click the link in my bio if you need to register for that, if you want to join that. And for everybody that joins, I give them out a free meal plan, right? Next, I do coaching. So I work with people one-on-one. If that's something you're interested in, then you can click the link in my bio. There's an application for that as well, too. What else is there? I also have my fitness app, a whole bunch of free stuff on there. The name of the app is Better You, Better Society on the App Store. So if you guys would like more help, then you can check out either one of those things. And I wish you guys the best. All right. Peace out. Yeah, it does actually work. It does actually work. Oh, and also, no, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Peace out.